Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, good morning. This is Asia's World. Good morning, everyone. I'm just playing around. I decided to do another storytelling philosophy of my life. I'm starting to open up a little bit more. I've spoken to, my madam, my lady, my girlfriend, my everything now. So, usually when you're in relationships like this, you want things to last, you want to have communication. That's key point. You ask each other things, is it okay to do certain things? So you don't have any consequences later on down the line, and you just don't have any problems, and just fix this a little bit. There you go. Because I want to show you how the roots are actually growing. And this is actually the second week that I actually done the keratin treatment. So, just want to give you an update because the girls are asking me, how's it going? Let me see your hair. Is it a wig? Things like that. So, like I said, I don't play. Yes, I used to have wigs playing around when I used to do the trailers that I used to do before, the Mind, trailer part 1, 2, and 3, and things like that. But when it comes to stuff like this in life, I'm really serious about these kind of things. So getting back to permission and things like that, he, she, and things like that. It's always good to always, ask the other party, is it okay to do certain things so you just don't have any problems down the line in the future. I learned that throughout my experiences in life, living and, being with certain people, roommating, things like that. So it's always good to ask permission, so you just don't have the confrontation and problems down the line. Today, actually in Japan, it is snowing, ladies and gentlemen. It is snowing bad out there. So let me take you outside so you can get to see that I am not joking. So today, I got the message not to go to work because it's high. So I'm gonna race and take you upstairs. I decided to take you along with me anyway for the journey so you can get to see I'm staying warm. I got my lamps. See, you'll get to see the pictures how I actually restored this lamp. It was actually an old Japanese lamp.
Percussion.
This is pretty much the way it is. It heats up through here. And I use this kind of candle to heat up my little room. So let's go follow me. It's a little bit dark, but I'll take you up there anyway. Okay, here we go. You ready? As you can see, it's morning over here. It's very quiet. Nobody actually comes and bothers me whatsoever. You can hear the birds in the morning. The trees, sometimes we get deers at times. Let's see. and it is very quiet over here. So just to get a little out touch. It is morning, so it is cold. I'm going back inside to our studio, okay? So I'm gonna turn on the light because I want to show you girls something. I got some presents from my girlfriends at my job. They gave me this, a box of videos. I mean, a lot of videos. From the Family Guy, from Romance Double, from Scarface, and there's millions of, a whole bunch of them in here. Pitch, The Punisher, things like that. The Bad Boys, The Day After Tomorrow, and so forth and so forth. And then I got this one also for one of my co-workers. And this over here, this my Shinto. Here's where I actually do my little prayer. Sometimes I kneel down here and I make my little prayer. These are my little statues I actually got over the years. I'm a collector's, fan. So that's what I do. That's what I love. Things like that. And then you can get to see how the candle is. See, from before. It stays nice and warm. I got a little tray so it doesn't really burn. It's actually made out of stainless steel. So as hot as it gets, it doesn't do anything whatsoever. I'm still getting more requests up here. Yes, I'm still working on my hair videos, okay? Be back. And so forth. So let's shut this off and let's go back into the studio. It was actually my recording studio. I'm gonna fix it up really nice. I'm gonna start getting more speakers and things like that. So this is actually here my back on here. This here is actually a picture of when I was in the Philippines. For most of you who don't know me, let me introduce myself. I am yes, I still am because I am the magician in the Philippines. I was there many years ago, and I decided to go along with my life and change a little bit. Let me see if you can see this. Yeah, it's just too bright, but because the sun is already coming out, now let me stop. The sun is coming out, so it's still bright over here from the Philippines. So I am actually the magician. Actually, in the Philippines, I used to go over there like twice a year, things like that, because I used to get a lot of requests for the kids. Over there, they have a fish pan. I had a soprahan, which you probably see in my videos that actually did how it was a Filipino and Chinese engineer gave me the idea, and I put it to work. What the people over there, I paid people, I paid the mayor as well, to get property in the ocean, so you can get to see how the props, the crops actually grow, and things like the harvest with the rice field, the shrimp and the fishes and all that. So situations got a little different. I wanted to go elsewhere after I transitioned, and I didn't want any more memories and things like that. So I sold pretty much a lot of stuff for my happiness, because I want to be my true self, who I really am. I wasn't happy who I was before. Because a lot of things wasn't working out, with my partner. and it just didn't go as planned. So I did the biggest magician trick, was transitioning from male to female, and this is who I am, and I'm gonna continue to go for force. I will not let anything stop me, because a lot of people do let things like that happen to them. So I have, a saying that I usually have between myself when it comes to traditional and the foundation, of where you come from, who you really are, down deep inside. I do respect the tradition of the foundation of myself, and it builds character. The reason for that is because you well discipline yourself, from scratch, from the roots, from the people who had raised you. I had my mama san, which was my stepmom who raised me. She was German and Greek at the time, but in the household, she had two maids, and two of her maids were actually Japanese and Chinese, and not literally knowing that actually my own roots was Chinese and Japanese. I went deeper into my background, and I found out that the value of my traditions were actually Asian. So being raised with my stepmom, her name is Stella Mama San, let her rest in peace. She blessed me with the name Asia. So from that time growing up, I became the true Asia. Deep inside, I kept it, discreet, until I can find my true values. And when I built that respect upon myself, I didn't let that stop me. I did let my other partner know, that I was going through some transition in my body, but I just want to keep on to see if I can find myself, which that led into small difficult situations. So I decided to leave that to the side and just follow my heart. So as I was growing, I just followed my own path, which is actually this now. It's part of my passion now. I'm actually going back to not my older roots, like my old, um, how like you have habits. Well, I didn't have habits. These are just things that you had at the time, and you just buried them for a little bit because you wasn't sure of, was it gonna go, was it gonna work out, is it gonna happen or not. So those small projects were on hold until you can have that free time to rebuild that from scratch to the top. So having self-discipline within yourself and having respect is very important, and making sure that the other party also respects your true values. So I was raised with both Asian maids, with no American tradition. Yes, I have values, but also there was a lot of respect. So they showed me that the Asian tradition should never ever be abandoned. Remember where you came from, your roots. Yes, I am an American citizen. I was born and raised here in America, but raised with an Asian family in Greek, German and Greek. She was Orthodox, and the Chinese and Japanese were also Roman Catholic. So I respect those values, So that being said, when you take your tradition, it also helps others, to create that foundation, not to forget where you came from. So you pass on that gene, to other people so they can learn those values and respect those values. I love Asian music like crazy. But those sometimes movable music, when I'm doing aerobics, calisthenics, jumping rope, and my passion. Way to be in the scene with the most to say. And to all those out there that don't know me, I go by the name music, so I can just discipline myself more. As time goes by, you get to see who I really, really was. Besides being a magician, a carpenter, a house person, a photographer, a model, you get to see all my pictures for free. No charge. So you can get to see and know who I really was. I've done a lot of things. I can discipline people, meaning like I can help people. I mentor a lot of people. I helped actually my girlfriend out to discover more of herself and to have more trust. We have a distant relationship, but deep inside it's actually close. And because of this COVID kind of thing, the traveling situation is the part us just a little bit, but I'm like right around the corner. I'm like a click of a button. So it's fun, to discover other people's cultures and to learn about them, and not to criticize others as well, like as who they were, why were they that way, why did they transition. I believe that you should first learn the situation, as I've always said, 3 fundamental things: look, listen, and feel. You're looking at a situation, you feel the situation, you get to see the whole picture before you judge the book. Always think. A lot of people don't do that. They just like to go directly right into the source, like, So, like, this is an example. I have started to work at the company that I'm working, and not for one, I can swear, I have not been labeled. I have not been questioned, at all. Everything I do is just very, very feminine, because this is who I truly was at the beginning. I was not allowed to, to evolve myself before because, certain situations. But as time went by and after high school, I got to do my own thing. And then I also explained to you how this really happened and why my papa didn't allow that, for me to disengage and go full force for me to be who I really am. And the things that he has done to me, in which he has no mindset of what he has done when I was small. It really tormented me. To this day, it still does. But I have to forgive him because he doesn't know. He was drinking at the time, so he doesn't remember, what he did to me. That hurts me to the day, because I try to go around the bush to ask him, certain questions, not to go direct. But he doesn't remember, so I neglect to talk about it. But it does hurt. So I just hope that doesn't happen to anyone in life when I get the chance to talk about it. It hurts me now as I speak a little bit around it, because It was not a nice thing. Um, I'm sharing to you my deepest feelings because it isn't nice, you know, when a person wants to be themselves and somebody else is stopping them from being their true self, and they're telling you, this is who I am, and then neglecting and they're saying it's bullshit. It's a lie. You can't be that way because you're a boy. But deep inside, they don't know your true feelings. They don't know what you actually evolve inside. So, um, I'm just want to be open with everyone. If you're happy with who you are, just let it go. You know, just be yourself. Don't let nobody stop you of having and building your dreams. Because I'm happy at who I am right now. I enjoy what I do. I'm gonna continue to go full force. I'm gonna continue also to start going back to my roots. I was given this of one of my masters. His name is Master Morales. He passed away. So one of my students I used to work with before, he gave me this, and he didn't know how to approach me, but he should have, but he didn't, because he know how close I was. So I'm reading his pamphlet now. So I just want to share that with you so you get to know a little bit of my martial arts skills that I also use to protect myself in my everyday life. I'm sorry, but I'm just being my true self. I love you all. This is Aisha for you. Bye. Hello. I just want to say one more thing before I go. I also donate clothes to the Philippines as well. I receive packages. My mom, she goes to the church and she receives boxes and bundles and things like that. So I am a giver, you know, so even though I haven't visited a while the Philippines, but I have a friend where I send her stuff for their family members and their neighbors and things like that. So I have a package. If you've probably been seeing the boxes here on the side, is because hold on a second, the door is kind of stuck. I've been meaning to fix this damn door. One of the screws came off from the top, so it knocked off my door. I kind of by accident I forced it open and then push. So here, let me hurry up. See, so I'm preparing a box. This is going cargo, and it goes within 3 months. It gets there 45 days. So my mom gives me bags of clothes from the church, the service. So being me, being my true self, and I always love to help people in need, and anybody else that needs also just let me know. And I do my very best. Send me your address, send me your location, and whatever you girls need, you know, in the future, I would do it on my own heart, and I would send and give because that's what I do. You know, I love helping people. You know, bag of clothes, you know, shoes, whatever, things like that. And this is who I am. You know, like I said, I just love helping people. They didn't never help me, but I decided within myself that when you give, it's better when you give from your heart and you help people. And my biggest emotion is to see that smile on their face, like, yes, somebody cares.
Excuse me, darling. I have a message for you.
Aisha, I already got the sphygmomanometer, telescope, and the scrubs. I'm so happy. Thank you so much, and God bless you. been waiting for. It's charges.